Shalom and welcome. I'm Anthony Abma of Return to Israel, and I'm bringing you the continuation of the interview with Yehuda Glick and Uri Bank of the Shalom Jerusalem Foundation. Join us now as Yehuda speaks from his heart to ours about the restoration of the Jewish people and the sovereignty that they're desiring in Israel today.
We're living in a biblical era. The return of the Jewish people back to their homeland was not just a national event, was not just a story of anthropology or a story of culture. It's a story of biblical prophecy being fulfilled, materializing and becoming a reality. The people of Israel are the theme, are the subject of this bestseller called the Bible. And the topic is our relationship with God. And the return of the Jewish people back home to Israel is an action of God renewing the implementation of the covenant between Him and the people of Israel. The decision of God to choose the people of Israel, as we see in Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, as we read through the words of the prophet, was not for the sole purpose of choosing the people of Israel, but for Israel being an instrument, a tool to bring the blessing of God to the nations. And that's what Shalom Jerusalem is all about. If you go into our website, shalomjerusalem.org, you will see all of our teaching is about connecting the people of Israel and through the people of Israel bring a blessing to the world, but basically connecting the idea of the return of the Jewish people back to the land where the Bible takes place. The story of the mountains of Judea, the mountains of Samaria, once again bringing their fruits to the Jewish people who have came back home, is a story that is not solely a story to do with the people of Israel. It's a story of the redemption process of the world, the redemption process of humanity, where the world is going to recognize Jerusalem not only as a political event, but recognizing Jerusalem as a spiritual center for the world.
Yehuda Glick was once a part of the Temple Institute and was one of the very first to go up onto the Temple Mount in the early 80s. Hear him tell now how things have changed so radically and amazingly over the years until today.
When I started going to the Temple Mount in 1989, there were 100 Jews who ascended annually. In 2018, we had almost 50,000 Jews who ascended the Temple Mount. In 2010, we had 180,000 non-Muslim tourists who ascended the Temple Mount. In 2018, we had 670,000. So then, first of all, the numbers. Secondly, for many years, the Temple Mount was a place which was dangerous for people who were non-Muslim to come there. There was incitement, harassment, a lot of violence, physical violence, verbal violence. Now anybody comes to Temple Mount, you see it's a peace and quiet place. Still, the mass majority is the Muslims there, but we see people from all over the world coming there, connecting there, praying there. Still, the people who are not Muslims have some kind of problem praying there because sort of the Muslims refer to it as something provocative, but it's changing. Jews and non-Muslim tourists are becoming part of the natural view on the Temple Mount. Something that was, in the past, anybody who was not Muslim came to the Temple Mount was considered some kind of fly in the air, some kind of like something that we have to get rid of, something provocative. Today, it's natural. Every single day, hundreds of Jews going up to the Temple Mount, hundreds of people from all over the world. Today, I was on Temple Mount. I saw groups from Poland, from Vietnam, from Italy, from Sweden, from Germany, from Brazil, and really we see people from all over the world come. This wasn't in the past. In the past, people kept away from the Temple Mount, and this is a major change. We really changed. We outlawed the violent people from the Temple Mount, and we encouraged people to come there and really express the fact that we want the Temple Mount to be a house of prayer for all nations, and we want it to be an origin of the Word of God to the world. I'm sure that we're living in a time where the miracles that God is bringing upon us are all initiated by man. And when we started, I would say, 20 years ago, they were just few thousand Jews living in Judea and Samaria, and today we have 500,000. And because people were there building, and God was accompanying. And many Muslims, Palestinians who were surrounding us, were fighting us, and now they understand we're here for good. And I think they recognize the fact that we're here for good, and they know that they're going to benefit from us being here. So I think the changes are happening because we're there. And we have to understand that we're living in a time where there are many miracles, but all the miracles start from human initiative. I try to be right-wing. I try to be on the right side of God. I try to be not on the wrong side or on the right side. I try to be with God. And God teaches us that the blessing for Israel is a blessing for the world and for all the nations. And those living here who want to live with us peacefully are welcome to do so. We are fighting only those who force us to fight, and we are determined to protect ourselves and to show no tolerance to any kind of terror and hate. But we are here we have no interest in. We always say that if our enemies put down their ammunition, there will be peace. If we put down our ammunition, Israel won't be existing. So we are here using our ammunition only to protect ourselves and not to show any kind of weakness, because we are determined to be an inspiration to people in the world who believe in God, who wants this world to be a better world, and wants humanity to be better people. And therefore we are fighting those who are with hate and those who legitimize violence, and we are supporting those who want to live with us peacefully.
Thank you for joining us for this interview. We have many more videos that you could see in our library, or better yet, you could join us on our YouTube channel below. We know that you could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with us, and we appreciate that. Thank you, and God bless you. Anthony from Eternal Israel.